everyone! Today I'm going to show you another flower center that you can make having a fringe cut piece of paper like these. This piece of paper was a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock that I've cut into two different strips. I used my Silhouette Cameo to cut this sheet. I gave it an 1/8 inch, so between each little strip here is about 1/8 of an inch. And so I set my Silhouette Cameo, cut these two strips like this. You can do the same with a rotary trimmer or a ruler and an X-Acto knife. It will take a little bit of time, but the idea for this flower center is that you need a strip or one piece of paper that's quite wide, and you have this cut like this here. It's easiest with a Silhouette Cameo or Cricut or some sort of cutting machine, but you can still do it with, like I said, a rotary trimmer or a X-Acto knife and ruler. This piece of paper, just really quick before I move on, is it's one-sided sheet, but it is in gold, and this color is called King Gold or Metallic Gold, and I purchased it from Michaels. It was in their 12 by 12 open card scrapbook paper. They have racks there with paper, and this is where I got this one. But these two sheets, it was a 12 by 12 like I mentioned. I had it cut an 8-inch piece and then a 4-inch piece. I just made a cut down the middle. Again, the cut lines in between are spaced 1/8 of an inch, but I gave it a margin of about 1/2 an inch, so this cut is about 7 inches wide, and this one's about 3 inches wide. And again, this piece of paper is 8 inches, and this is 4 inches. So the flower center is actually very easy to make. What I want to do is prep both sheets. So this one here, I just want to fold it in half and then glue it together. So this one is easy to make with a scissor, because all you need to do is take a piece of 4-inch wide piece of paper, fold it in half, and cut these lines with a scissor. It's just that when you don't want that crease in the middle, it can be difficult to make the same flower center, but I've seen it's still good if you have that crease in the middle. You can just flip it around and then try to get the crease out of it. It'll still work the same. But I'm going to add some glue to glue both sides together. And then I'm going to roll this into itself so that I can create the middle of this flower center. I want to roll it tightly, so add some glue as I'm going. And roll it tight together. And then the last bit of glue at the end. So because I rolled it so tightly, it's a nice, neat little flower center in the middle. I'm going to set this off to the side. I will need that later. So for this sheet, what I want to do instead of folding it corner to corner is I'm going to offset it by about 1 inch. So you can see that because it has a different color in the back, it's about 1 inch, and I'm going to glue this corner about 1 inch in from the other corner. I'm going to add a little bit of glue and then start that off. And then finish off, adding a little bit more glue on the other side. Now I want to wait for this to dry before I start using it because I don't want it to come apart. I'll add another glue stick to my glue gun. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm going to wrap this piece around this middle here. And I see that my machine didn't cut this last strip completely, so I'm just going to cut it off. Okay, so it feels cooled, and so I'm going to add a little bit of glue to start here. And essentially you just roll this middle piece around that center. I've been burning myself lately, so I am trying my hardest not to touch any more glue. Right, and I just want to hold it there while it cools so that it doesn't come apart. But if you watched my previous video on flower centers, because I offset that sheet at the beginning where I glued it, this bigger piece, it does give that nice little round ball, but this is not what I'm after today. What I want to do is in the middle, I'm going to try to dig my finger in there, and then I'm going to try to push the, well, I'll start from the outside because I rolled it quite tightly. I'm going to go around and then push those strips down. You want to be careful that you don't rip any of the strips or damage any of it, but essentially you just want to press it down gently so that you get a flower center that looks like that. Right, so you can play around with the length of the paper. Since I used a 12 by 12 piece, it actually has more of this around it, but you can definitely use less. You can also play with whatever's inside here. You can change out this center of the center for different looks to give it a different style. Too bad. So this is a flower center. Thank you so much for watching.